Silverman. You rented the station wagon again.
Good. On the way home, you can drop me at work.
You're not coming home, Chris?
What for?
You're going directly from Europe to work?
Why not?
Are you crazy?
I'll help with the unpacking when I come home at 7.
You haven't seen our apartment in 6 weeks.
Who was there to change it?
A man hasn't seen his apartment in 6 weeks and is going to work first?
It's a Thursday. I always work Thursday.
The business can't wait another day.
What do you care?
If I cash in on mutual funds, will you see a psychiatrist? Coeur made his spikes transactional.
Yes, he's very efficient. He's already lined up a big reception for the Sultan this weekend, and I'm sure he'll smooth that over just as quickly as he did this. I guess I'm just half the man.
I'd still rather be you.
You're ambitious, isn't it?
You're in New Jersey.
At this rate, it could happen.
Well, at least you have your job.
Yeah.
I can't understand you. They've been so nice towards you. How can you stick your towels in your suitcase?
It's a hat. I was a deprived child.
Are you sure it's safe to go out there?
Yes, it's all been carefully worked out. Mr. Krochak will accompany you to the plane.
Did you take your hair dryer out of Mr. Grimm's office?
We came to wish you a good trip home. Yes, it's a pity you're leaving. If you ever need a job, Chef, I could probably get you one at Piper's. I may as well tell you now, Mr. Hollander. The deal you had the other night was ill, and it cleaned your plate. Take a look in the vase next to the dining room table.
Well, we really enjoyed your company. God bless you.
Private eye. That's right. They're all private eyes.
Mr. Krochak has arrived. So we finally meet face to face.
We don't hold a grudge.
Sure you can if the H-bomb.
Let bygones be bygones.
Criminals against the state.
Take it easy, mister. You live longer.
Only for Adolf Wilbur the Grand Fox will the government do this. Mr. McGee, will you check and make sure the Hollanders haven't left anything?
Yes, I think there's a couple of cartons upstairs.
I better make sure Walter took his passport. Wouldn't it be extreme if you had to spend the rest of your life on Ellis Island?
Telephone call, Mr. Kilroy. It's urgent. It's on the ambassador's private line.
If I could have my way, you and all the like would hang in the public square as examples to all in the state.
Krochak, when was the last time you called up a girl and she said yes?
I have met her. Stop there in the war. Run out of the disposal and you would tell everything.
Tell what? Who's got what to tell?
Admit you're a filthy American spy.
Who? What?
Admit who? Admit
What?
Admit.
All right, I admit it. To make you happy, I'll admit it. I'm not from New Jersey. I'm not a caterer. She's not my wife. She's a U-boat commander. You happy? You're supposed to be so clever. You're not. This was my my easiest paper since the Kowalski wedding.
I will kill you myself.
You're all trained karate.
If my hands were not tied, stupid red tape, I'd have my men come in here and grab you out.
It riles you, doesn't it? You like to bully people, don't you? Wait till I get back to the States and tell the newspapers how we made boasties out of you. You'll be the laughing stock of the secret police. I wouldn't be surprised if they take away your disguise kit.
You will die. I will seek it. If I must kill you with my own bare hands.
And move over your feet.
You're blocking every shot. It's a finger.
It's made look like a finger. But it's a flesh pellet 45. With 2 joints, a knuckle, and a little hair.
Walter, I'm ready to go.
Hey, you got everything?
I finally convinced the authorities of letting me use my own method of dating you. You straight and cheated me out of that, and I saved your life. But someday we will meet again. The deal's off.
What? I just received words from intelligence. Adolf Lopert, dead.
Dead? He hung himself in his cell. Adolf Lopert is dead?
He's dead. He's not alive. He's dead. Oh boy. Come on, fellas.
Ray Fox died by his own 2 hands. I must go back to my office immediately. But we shall meet again. And soon.
Walter, what are we going to do?
You mean without going home?
I guess not.
He had to pick today to hang himself. He couldn't wait till the weekend. It's a holiday weekend.
You wanted to rush off to work. I better call Diamond Silverman.
I'm getting drowsy.
Drowsy?
I already took a Dramamine. It's a half hour before takeoff. They caught him 7 days ago. He had all this time. He had to pick today. And this morning yet.
5 a.m. now. He did it before breakfast. How important it is to eat. Well, then unpack.
I'll call Seth. Tell him to go ahead with his application to the foster territory.
What makes a man kill himself? What do you expect from a gray fox? Is that the name for a grown-up person? Well, you wanted us to spend more time together. But I miss you.
Mickey, is it possible that... Oh boy. Oh boy. Madeline, come quickly. She's kissing the veil again.
Hollander has nothing to do, so she goes around the embassy cleaning up the place.
I've waxed every floor in the house today. Twice! Even the rooms with wildwood carpeting.
Now, it's nice to be neat, but a lot of floor wax can be a very dangerous thing. rebellion altogether.
I wish there was some place you could go to be alone.
Your father watched just like a hawk. Last night when he thought we were going to meet in the dining room, he spotted motions, put it through a pillow on his lap, and pretended to be a chair.
You're kidding.
No, I sat on it.
If Mr. Hollinger's behavior seems a little strange, it's only because he's a man torn between a failing business, a failing future son-in-law, and a 12-year-old boy he misses very much.
Yes, sir. Don't forget to dress warm and eat slowly. Chew your food carefully and go to bed early. And stay away from women. See what happened to me.
I've been thinking it over for a while and weighing the pros and cons. I decided to talk to Mrs. Hollander and Susan about the only way they could get to see home again. Escape.
Mom. Did Father try to speak to you about escape? Yes, I think it's a wonderful idea. Did you suggest it to Mr. McGee? Not yet. I want to wait till the moment's right. Did you suggest it to Daddy? I wish you did. You know how he hates to take me any place.
Oh, good evening, McGee.
Hello, Father. I didn't want to alarm you, but I'm a little worried about what's happening outside. This morning there was just a few pickets. But now there's dozens, and a lot of them look too old to be students to me.
You're right. Some of them are not students. Some of them are communist agitators.
Well, just how ominous are those anti-Hollander signs they're carrying?
Do we have any place we can hide the Hollanders in case of serious rioting?
Serious writing. What do you have in mind?
Stoning, looting, fires?
Stoning, looting, fires? My life is like the Old Testament. The only thing I've been able to avoid so far is locusts.
I'm serious, McGee. The Hollanders are enemies of the state, at least in Kojak's eyes. Him and his followers will stop at nothing. If they have to, they'll come into this building and drag the Hollanders out.
See, Coeur doesn't understand the danger of these things. He lacks my vast experience of getting stoned and spit at. I better call my father direct and let him know there may be trouble.
I want to speak to you.
Later, Mr. Hollander.
All of a sudden, it's goodbye, successful lawyer. Hello, psychotic diplomat.
It's her own life, Walter. She's 23.
Who said it's not your own life? I just wanted to do the right thing, that's all. So what I tell her is the right thing. This guy is what we used to call in the pool room a loser.
He's a Yale graduate.
Yale makes mistakes too.
Walter, don't get involved.
This is the worst prospect she's ever had. Unlike even the draft dodger she was going with better. He at least was a success. He beat the draft something.
May I remind you that I married you? Your future didn't look too secure.
That's different. Where do you compare? I had Jouy de Vivre.
Well, but it's security. She's not happy.
Happy? When is happy come into this? I'm talking about marriage. When you get married, you give up happiness. All of a sudden, Donald can't make her happy. He's an attorney. He has court cases. He'll fill out briefs. There's mortgages. There's litigation. It's romantic.
She was always a little lukewarm about Donald, I felt, but I don't want to say anything. What would they do with the stove?
This is a stove?
It's a porcelain tile stove. You think you're for central heating?
I've been mailing letters in it.
What was that? Suffield, kick us outside.
Marion, be careful. I thought there was only a few.
Walter, look what's doing out there. It's a regular demonstration. Oh my gosh. 7 o'clock, somebody that looks
football coach.
Watson is no joking matter. They got big black and signs with no names on them.
Sticks and stones will break my bones. The names will never harm me.
Watson, they have sticks and stones.
Run away from the window.
They're shooting and going on the window. And the killers are hitting the head of bricks. It's like a whole floor nothing says about aviation.
Okay, don't panic. Everybody remain calm. Now you can panic. McGee, go quickly. We've had unusual rioting.
Watson, what are we going to do?
My dad's being shot.
Maybe you went outside to dress them.
I said, let's go to Atlantic Beach. We'll swim. Is everybody okay?
Yes, are you?
What's this? Be careful.
That's a time bomb.
A ball! Don't put it down. The slightest doubt the bullet fly sky high. Would anybody come near me?
They're running away.
Everyone out of the room quickly.
Watson, keep calm.
My pa. Who's Walter?
I've had to explain to these things if I can just dismantle it.
Dismantle.
Axel, be careful.
My leg itches.
Whenever this one, I'll scratch it.
Get out of the room, everybody.
What about you?
Look out the window. You'll see me passing over the house any minute.
Come on, Susan. There's no sense in all of us getting twinned from there.
Thanks, Mary.
There. I did it. It's dead.
My cop sounds like a dissident.
Who tells you to pick up strange objects?
That's how I met you.
Is everyone okay in here? We're okay. What about everyone else?
Well, everybody else is okay except for Mr. Kilroy, who was hit on the head with a brick and, well, he might have a concussion. He thinks he's the Wright brothers.
Wright brothers? Bosco's been at the ministry, and you better notify Washington. Tell them I tried reaching my father, but he's on a yacht somewhere in the damn Caribbean. I'm coming, Orville.
I tell you, Wilbur, we can
Do what?
those machines to fly.
You're crazy.
So what are you? Let's go down to Kitty Hot Friday and put it in the air.
Both of us. What if it doesn't work?
Wilbur, we must try and stop all this arguing.
Orville, you always were Mother's baby. Mr. Burns, give Mr. Coeur up to his room. And notify the doctor. We may have to take Mr. Coeur to a hospital.
You better get in twin beds.
We better give Mr. Burns a hand off, then. We may be next.
In the absence of my superiors, I have no choice but to give myself battlefield commission. Without further notice, I am in charge of this embassy.
How exciting.
Now, if I could just think of what to do, it would help.
I can.
What?
Axel, suppose my parents and I escape.
By escape, you mean what?
By escape, I mean leave here and shopping in Jersey.
Susan, you're nuts.
Father Bobby says we can do it.
Father Drobny? The holy bikini? He can't even get himself out of the straitjacket. What does he know?
He knows how to get out of the country. He says it's a sin. Axel, there's no other way.
Susan, why don't you get some rest? And if you still feel the same way next year,
My parents are willing. We've already discussed.
then your parents should be locked up. And since they are locked up, we have nothing further to discuss.
That's I'm serious.
A foggy day, my
You have
love.
no imagination.
I have a wonderful imagination. 10 minutes after you try and escape, I can picture Kojak wearing your father's shirt.
Oh, Axel, why can't we escape?
Death. That's a good reason. You think your father's uncomfortable here? Why don't you get him in front of a firing squad?
Oh, Axel, for once in your life, take initiative. Don't let things happen to you so easily. That's what life is. A series of adventures you go through is what you hear about. We can do it, the two of us. With you leading the way, with your firm young jaw against the wind.
Have you been smoking the drapes?
That's why I heard the idea.
I thought you said they approved.
My mother does. I thought you could tell Dad.
Susan, I can't go through with this.
Mom, Dad, come quickly. Axel has something to tell you.
Susan, let's discuss this.
Axel, there's nothing to discuss. It's just a question of time till another bomb can come through the window. You have no right to deny for this chance.
Susan, be realistic. How do you plan to get out of the building?
Well, you do something.
With our knowledge of engineering, we'd probably end up in the stove.
We can sneak out the back of the laundry. I saw that in old prison movie. Is that it?
We don't send our laundry out anymore. Your mother does it for the whole embassy. No, you'd only have a chance if, say, you were at a party. Dressed as guests, mingle and left and everybody else leaves.
Axel, that's brilliant!
What is?
Your idea. There's a party here Saturday night. We've sold an event. We can dress as guests, mingle, and walk right out.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
It's a stroke of genius.
What's so urgent? What is a failure when it happens?
Go ahead, Axel.
Susan.
Axel?
That was an awfully nasty bomb that came through the window, wasn't it? Did you notice that? Mr. Hollander, in view of our circumstances, I feel our situation requires a little action.
What kind of action?
Supposing you were a trap spy, what would you do?
I deny it and claim to be a caterer. What do you want from me?
Well, if you read the papers, what do families do when they're trapped behind the Berlin Wall and they want freedom desperately? So desperately, their lives depend on it. What do? They escape.
They go over walls or through tunnels. They forge passports. They go through roadblocks. It's been wonderful chatting with you, McGee. If you have any other hysterical notions, be sure to call me.
Mr. Hollander, why not?
Escape. What an interesting idea.
McGee, you're crazy. Do you know you're crazy? Years of insanity have made you crazy.
Why not, Dad? It's better than being trapped here. Ron, will you listen for a minute?
Foggy day! Mr. Hollander, it's a marvelous right from death. You picked the wrong person to talk about an escape. I don't escape from places. That's not my theme. I enter and I stay.
It's wrong to reject an idea just because it sounds radical.
That's it. It's radical. And when it comes to things like going over walls, or forging passports, or going through roadblocks, I'm a terrific conservative. I'm the John Birch of the escape world.
Calm down, will you please?
Marion, have you ever seen a man with a hernia running from a tank?
Yeah, you read about it every day. Couples escape. Husband escape. Obviously tyranny.
That's not what you read. What you read is, couple shot, escaping. Husband shot, escaping. Love was killed, plain period.
You're a coward.
That's right. Mr. Anthony. If you wanted a hero, you should have married Sergeant York.
You want your daughter to grow up here the rest of her life?
I would rather she grew up here than grew up as an orphan. I'm funny that way. I can tolerate anyone's orphan but my own.
You want your daughter to meet other eligible men, don't you?
All right, let me hear it. Let me hear this brilliant plot. I haven't had a good laugh in a long time. Tell me the plan so I can go ha-ha.
Well, the night after tomorrow, there's going to be a reception here.
Who's catering?
Will you let him finish?
A big reception in honor of the soul of Bashir. That night, this house will be filled with dignitaries. Men and women from all nations, even from this country. You two and Susan will dress as guests. Now then, at about midnight, when groups of guests begin to leave, you'll come downstairs, get your coats on, and walk right out with them.
It'll give you a chance to wear your dark blue mohair.
I don't like my dark blue mohair. It itches.
How can mohair itch? It's a soft fabric.
Show me, it itches.
Well, you'll have to wear a dark suit. I'm not going to escape if you're not going to dress.
We're not going anyplace.
Once outside, the embassy limousine will be waiting, and you're off.
And if we did manage to get out of here, what then?
The rest is simple. My contacts will see to it that you're on your way home within hours.
Mr. Hollander, we can't procrastinate. Timing is very important.
We'll see Seth again. I miss him so. By the way, Walter, I didn't want to mention this to you before because you get upset that I got a letter from my brother. Our apartment was robbed.
What?
Burglars got in. They stole the portable TV and all your shirts.
I'm cursed. I'm a cursed caterer. I'm trapped here, and somewhere there's burglars running around with my initials on their cuffs.
Yeah, let's go home.
Mr. Hollander, I beg of you. McGee's plan is a good one. It'll work. He knows exactly what he's doing. I know he seems like a bungler, but you can trust him. Really.
All right, you'll escape.
Good. Mr. Hollander, you won't regret this decision. I'm in total control.
Unfortunately, they'd all been captured. So McGee worked around the clock to devise a plan so complicated that only 3 people in the world understood it. McGee was not one of them. On the morning of the day of the escape, we reviewed the plans to make sure they were foolproof.
It's a rotten plan, it won't work, let's call it off.
We're not calling anything off.
Now, try it again, and go over the entire procedure from the top. Okay, Mr. Hollander, who are you?
I'm John Randall from Washington, D.C. I work in the Department of Interior. I'm married and I have 4 children. I was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and went to school in California. I majored in agriculture, and first in the government under Roosevelt. I drive a Chrysler Imperial. Who's going to ask me those questions?
In the event that you're stopped, your answers must be consistent.
Nobody's going to believe I'm Sam Randall.
John Randall.
John Sam, I got such a headache.
Now then, what are you doing in Europe?
What am I doing in Europe? I'm making a tour of underdeveloped nations to initiate projects coping with the problems of soil conservation and erosion.
Very good.
Don't very good me.
And I'm his lovely wife, Carmen. I'm also the former Miss Wisconsin of 1948.
They believe that during the whole Cold War. Don't look at those varicose veins, they'll think I'm smuggling road maps.
Where are you staying in town?
The Grand Hotel for 1 week. Then we're flying to Malaysia.
All right. What do you do when you leave here?
We
At about midnight, when some of the guests were leaving, we casually say, "Excuse me," and leave with the largest group. Our chauffeur then drives us directly to the lobby of the Grand Hotel.
provided we haven't been stopped at the gate, identified, arrested, shot, beaten, and tortured.
At the Grand Hotel, we switched cars. A man will come up to me and say those are extremely lovely earrings you're wearing. My wife has a head just like them.
Correct.
He'll be our driver and we go with him.
What if a stranger happens to like your earrings? We wind up following him to Lapland.
What do you do when you get to the railroad station?
We get to the railroad station, and a guy comes up to us, presumably not suspicious looking, who says to me, "The grass is green." Which, for my money, he might as well wear a neon sign saying I am a spy.
And what do you do?
We get on the train with him, heading for Istanbul. Another first in my life. I mean, Istanbul I could play. With my pair of kites,
But you don't get to Istanbul.
Halfway there, we jump off the train.
oh, I'm really looking forward to that. It's been so long since I jumped off a moving train.
Your contact will assist you in all these maneuvers.
What are you so worried about?
We'll wait and see how well you jump. You practically break a leg finding a seat in the movies.
Oh, after leaving the train, we're met by a man driving a wagon load of hay. We dress up as peasants, get up on the wagon, and go with him.
Correct.
It has to be hay, right? I got the worst hay fever in America. Must be hay.
He takes us to the seashore where we're picked up by a submarine. Isn't it thrilling, Walter?
A submarine. Yesterday it was a plane.
It had to be changed. Security precaution.
Thanks for telling me. I would have spent all day looking for wings.
Incidentally, have you ever shot a pistol before?
Not a pistol. How often in the catering business is there a gunfight?
It's very simple. All you do is just release the safety catch, pull back the trigger, pull.
It's a beauty.
I don't think you should carry a gun.
Why not?
They're dangerous.
They're not dangerous.
But you don't know how to use one.
Don't tell me I can use a gun.
When did you ever use a gun?
Plenty of times, don't worry.
When?
I want to carry it.
I don't want you to carry a gun.
Why can't I have a gun? I want a gun. What's wrong? Why can't I have a gun?
I'm not going if you carry a gun.
Maybe Mrs. Harler is right. There won't be any need. I have every angle figured.
Why do you have to take the fun out of everything?
All right, you can carry it, but keep it unloaded.
Here it is, but there won't be any need.
Well, you never can tell when this little piece of cake can tell the difference.
Well, this is it.
Don't worry, it'll be a cinch.
You got very confident all of a sudden.
Everybody makes a big deal out of nothing.
You think so?
Sure. It'll all be over in 2 hours. It won't be any worse no deal than your sister's wedding. What are you crying about? She's crying already.
I'm sorry.
Can't you go any place without crying? Every time we make plans, you have to get upset. That's why I never want to go anyplace. And that's why I was not keen on escaping, because I knew you would make it into a federal case. What's the matter?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? How can you not know what you're crying about? Does something hurt you?
Hey.
Aha! You're not such a big shot anymore. You tossed a good game. Stop crying. Everything's gonna be all right. Come on, this will be simple as pie. There's nothing to be worried about. What's the worst thing that could happen? We'll get caught. Big deal. They'll try us for torture. So what? We fight down on those cyanide tests.
Oh, that's right.
Leave everything to me. Will you please do that? Will you trust me? I know what I'm doing. I'll take care of this. Don't worry. You think I'm going to let anyone hurt you? Remember when we were first married? A soldier whistled at you at Palisades Amusement Park. I gave a shot in the mouth.
Yeah. He was a little tiny thing.
You were so beautiful in your puce-ass shawl.
And you in your dark blue dress suit and your white socks and your saddle shoes.
That was doctor's orders. I had a foot infection.
Well, will you protect me?
Have I ever let you down? Ever? Did I stand by you right from the start when my mother despised you? Did I hold your hand through 2 pregnancies, 4 false alarms, and a very complicated oral prophylaxis? Now come on, have a little faith. I'll see that we come out right side up.